Let's bring the royal order of Screechers to order. I understand we got a bunch that want to get Screeched in here tonight. Hopefully becoming very proper honorary Newfoundlanders. Those of you who are getting Screeched in, I will be seated at the bar in front of me. If you're not getting Screeched in, I'm going to kindly ask you to move to the back or to the side to allow those getting Screeched in to get the best possible experience. If you wish to videotape the ceremony, I kindly ask you not to point your flashes at me. Also be careful on how much you record. I'm very capable of eating up all your storage. Your Apple bill will go to $4.59 a month for the rest of your life if you're not careful. I will be coming around looking for the names of everybody getting Screeched in. So those of you who are getting Screeched in, get yourself close. For those of you who are not, go to the back. Like I said, I don't want to go around the room asking your name and you say I'm not getting Screeched in. It's kind of confusing. I need to see the faces of everybody participating at all times. I will be coming around looking for the names of all of you. If you live in a small town that I wouldn't recognize, just stick to your province, your state, your country, your continent, your territory, or your planet. I know those. We'll start with you. What is your first name and where you're from?
Mackenzie from Ontario.
Perfect. Mackenzie.
Kevin from Ontario.
And Kevin.
Christina from Ontario.
Christina. Also, while I am collecting this information, there's like 30 plus people. It's hard to remember all their names if people chat in the background. I can hear a mouth shit in the corner. So little like whispers and talking in the back is literally like dynamite sticks going off in my head. So just for 1 minute, please, let me hear the names free and clear of any background noise or distortion.
Justin from Toronto.
Justin?
Yes.
It's like Justin, but spelled and pronounced totally different.
Yeah.
Got it?
Josh from Ontario.
Josh.
Dustin from British Columbia.
Dustin.
Connor from BC.
Connor.
Samantha from Burlington, Ontario.
Samantha.
Peter from Ontario.
Theater.
Peter.
Peter.
Dharma from BC.
Dharma.
Dave from Toronto.
Dave.
Ruth from Toronto.
Ruth.
Jared from Toronto.
Jerry.
Jared.
Jared.
Quaid from New Brunswick.
Wade or Wayne?
Quaid.
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 Grace from New Brunswick.
Grace.
Lisa from Toronto.
Lisa.
Donna from Toronto.
You don't sound too happy about that. I don't know if it's your name or where you're from. You just didn't seem too happy about that. We're going to turn that frown upside down, okay? Donna and?
Sarah from New Brunswick.
Yeah, you are.
Ben from New Brunswick.
Ben.
Monique from Norway.
Monique from... I'm always afraid when the Vikings are coming. They want to resettle here now. And?
Joanne from Toronto.
Joanne.
Karen from Oakville, Ontario.
Karen.
Amy from Wyoming.
Amy from Wyoming.
Darlene from Woodbridge, Ontario.
Darlene.
Eddie, Whitby, Ontario.
Eddie.
Cal from Ottawa.
Cal.
Grant from Ottawa.
Grant.
Dave from Manitoba.
Dave. Ashley.
Kim, New Brunswick.
Kim.
Sebastian, Ontario.
Sebastian.
Sam, Ontario.
Sam.
Susan from Michigan.
Susan.
Jen from Ontario.
Jen.
Mike from Ontario.
The idea of the ceremony is to teach you a little bit about Newfoundland. When all is said and done, you're going to be called honorary Newfoundlanders. I have paperwork done up for you all. Do not lose the paperwork once you receive it, as you can get into more places with that than most passports these days. As we are about to begin, I should first let you know that I am not the son of a fisherman or a lighthouse keeper. I don't eat fish 3 times a day, and I don't drink Screech. Ever. At least not before noon on weekdays. I'm not the boy that built a boat, I'm not the boy that sailed her, but I got a boat with a fine Fort Cuddy and it's got high top sails and I painted it green and it's the prettiest boat that you've ever seen. People have heard of me. I had a premier once and his name was Brian Tobin and he went to war with Spain over something called a turbot. I'm not quite sure what a turbot looks like, but I'll be damned if somebody from Spain is going to come and take it away from me. I believe in kitchen parties, not raves. I believe in icebergs and blue stars, and that puffin is a true proud and noble bird. Now a scuff is a dance, and a Newfoundland a blue star is a beer, and it's pronounced Newfoundland, not Newfoundland or New Finland. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province in Confederation, and the only rock you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey, and I is a Newfoundlander. 95% of the original settlement here in Newfoundland came from 2 provinces of Ireland and 3 shires in England. We managed to adopt a lot of their culture, history traits, and a lot of their linguistics, but we actually managed to come up with our own language here, and we call it Newfoundlandese. Now, the first 3 words that I want to introduce you to is what I call prog, puddock, and glutch. Prog is a Newfoundland word for food. It's for your puddock, your stomach, and you're going to glutch it back. It means that you're going to eat it. This evening, your prog is what I call Newfoundland steak. It's actually make-believe bologna from Toronto, Ontario.
It's Canadian.
Yeah, it's a Canadian. The reason why we call it Newfoundland steak is years upon years ago, the kid that would have it on their sandwich growing up would be considered a rich kid. The kid that had lobster growing up would be considered poor kid. That kid would be so poor that if he didn't wake up on Christmas morning with a heart on, he had nothing to play with that day. Now, Atari growing up in the 80s in Outport, Newfoundland. Just so you know. Now, just so you know, this is actually fit to eat. I prepared this for some famous chefs over the years. The most recent one was out of Quebec. His name was Chef Martin Picard. He's got one of the top restaurants in the entire country. It's called Pied de Cochon. He shows up with his kids, Emile and Charlotte. I screech them all in, they taste the bologna, and he sticks me on this television program called Un Chef à la Cabane, which means a chef in a small house. Now, all of a sudden, I didn't know what I was doing, and all of a sudden now I have 3,000 French Canadians showing up annually thinking that I'm some sort of a famous chef in a fine dining restaurant. I make bologna and I sell potato chips. Boy, are they surprised when they find me. And half of them don't speak a lick of English either. Sin. Anyway, I cooked it with love. I used Screech. I burned off all the alcohol. I added Cajun seasoning. I deglazed the pan with pork, and then I finished it off with a touch of saffron. Now, who does that to bologna? I do. And then he calls me Chef Lukey, which kind of stuck for the rest of the episode, and hopefully it'll, it's an honor when a guy like that calls you a chef right there. In Italy, they call this mortadella. In Germany, they call it Fleischwurst or Leberkäse. In the U.S. and in England, they call it spam. But in Newfoundland, we call it steak. Good old Newfoundland steak. Do not worry about it if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, because there's absolutely no meat in this. We're talking free-range, organic, and gluten-free. Now, if you believe any of that, because I don't know what any of that is, I'm going to serve it. Mike? Yes. And please, Sarah?
Jen.
Jen. There was a Sarah, though, somewhere. No. Sorry, Jen. Good. Sam? Where's Sam? Good. Kim? Okay. I know, it's really weird how my brain works. First name? Sue.
Sebastian.
Dave? Good.
Like we've done
Cal at the top, right? Spit it up. You're not find that on the floor. Find some. Eddie.
Oh, Amy, sorry.
I thought you were looking right at me.
You're next, darling. Monique? Karen. Not gonna fuck up your name.
I'm a good Karen.
I did good Karen, excellent. My sister's
I'm a nice
Karen.
Karen.
My sister's name is Karen. Donna?
Yeah.
I'm not forgetting you. Lisa? Was it Grace? Good.
How do you do
Damn,
this?
yeah.
I don't know. Quaid?
Wow. And I am
Ben?
Sarah. And Ben.
You're Sarah.
I am Sarah.
And?
Thank you.
Tell me.
Joanne.
Joanne. I was gonna say Joanne. I just wanted to see if you wanted come over here. Kevin? Yeah.
Joe, oh, you're here.
Tell me your name again. Josh. Josh and Dustin and Connor. You were the people that were when the whispering happened. That's my feeling. It's really weird, right? I know. Nobody gets it because I can't expect everybody to be quiet for 1 minute. First name? Peter. Peter. Good. Were you Jerry? Jared. Jared. Sorry. That's okay. I'm trying to remember. Can't get him. Sorry again. Ruth and Dharma and Dave. Dave.
I was going to say, never mind.
Okay, did everybody get their piece of bologna? Good. Does anybody happen to remember the name that I told you a minute ago? It was Chef Lukey, and I can't believe out of 30-odd people, not one person remembered. I just did. You only get 1 second, right? Thank you, Sarah. In 1497, there was a man by the name of John Cabot. His real name was Giovanni Caboto. He was an Italian explorer. We know him as John Cabot because the English paid for his travels, and that's how the English wanted his name to sound. In 1497, John Cabot sails the Atlantic on his boat, the Matthew, all the way from Bristol, England to Bonavista Bay, Newfoundland. And when he arrived here, he sees lots of activity in our water. Now, he doesn't know what's going on, but he drops his bucket down to fill it up with water, and when he comes up to the top of the boat, it was filled to the rim with catfish. Word got out fast how plentiful the fish were in our waters, that they traveled from all over to settle here and to catch the fish and to sell the fish and to trade the fish all around the world as a means of survival. In one place in particular that we traded with was with Jamaica, because in Jamaica they made rum, and we loved rum. We loved it so much we would actually get that on that wharf and we would kiss that fish goodbye, knowing it was coming back to us in the way of rum. So in keeping with that time and honor tradition, I have a little buddy for you to meet. This is a real Newfoundland codfish. Given the chance, this fish could have grown to the height of 6 feet tall and weighed as much as 140 pounds. This fish will not grow any more than this because it's dead. It's frozen, and it fits perfectly in my freezer. Now, the significance of this particular fish, why I love it so much, is that my daughter, she caught this fish last summer out in Bonavista. And when she saw what was happening that day to all the other fish getting gutted and filleted and losing their cheeks and tongues to the restaurants, she wanted this fish, her fish, to become the most loved fish ever to come out of the waters of Newfoundland. And I promised her I'd make that happen, as I've been promising her every year since she was 12 years old when she caught her first fish for me. She's 19 now, and I'm not putting a picture of my 19-year-old. I need you all to pucker up and give this fish just a little kiss. Do not worry about anybody taking your picture or video doing so. Whatever happens here in St. John's today will certainly be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. While you're kissing the fish, make sure you hold the pose long enough to see a flash or hear a click. Otherwise, you will hear those horrible words. Do it again. Now, if you don't want to kiss the fish, you don't have to kiss the fish. I provide you with napkins you can cover your mouth with. You can use your hand to cover your face with, or you can just simply blow the kiss. Not blow the fish. Health department has warned me several times to stop doing this, and they're threatening to blame the new variant on me. They're going to call it COVID 2024. This whole thing started with somebody eating a bat, kissing a fish. It's not far from that. So,
You use a tongue or not?
I don't know walk around, okay? Just stay. I know. If you don't want to kiss the same spot, I don't blame you.
Whoa, wait, we didn't get a photo. Oh, I missed you. You have to do it again. No, you're not. You're not. Get in there.
Photo.
Oh. Do you want me to get you kissed? No, Joe, you weren't looking. Come on, Donna. Let's go, Donna. Wait.
Fucking iPhone
Okay, your turn.
Behind the chef.
Kiss with your eyes open too.
Aaron, I got your eyes closed.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Oh, perfect.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, you're coming around.
You get me.
I can get video.
Oh, turn that way, turn this way.
All right.
Okay, you. I know.
So, pretty good show so far, right?
Oh, do it again. Do it again.
Peter after we're done. Donna's going to leave right away to just start working her way back. And then I said we'll pay up and then we'll follow.
Well, if you want to go with Donna, then I'll pay up. Yeah. You two guys go, and then I'll pay up.
Sweating, and once I get home, I started coughing.
Yeah. We're all, I think it's almost done. It's the shot, and then we go.
There's like
Oh, no, I didn't know she is, but I'm just saying she's overheated.
Yeah. You go with her, and then I'll meet you back there.
No, it's fine.
I don't care. I just get back. So I let you know. Once we get back, I took her down. I said, we're check it. Yeah.
Guys, are we all good with our fish pictures? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Good. So, like I was saying, we used to trade our fish with the Jamaicans for their rum, and it was a very strong barrel of rum. In fact, it was considered the test of a man. If they can drink this without screaming, passing out, or having a heart attack, they'd be considered true men, or women, or transgenders, or non-binaries. In fact, Screech got its name down on the south coast of our province, where one night we were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain. He drank the shot, he yelled at a great big yell. The sergeant came out running into the room and said, "Who yelled out the god-awful Screech?" And there was a Newfoundlander who was sitting at the bar that said, "Screech, boy, 'tis the rum, me son." And that's how Screech got its name. So, I never got you to sign any waiver form, so for heaven's sakes, don't get any on your skin. We can't have a drink without having a toast. So let's wait till we all get our shot, and we'll do it together. Lisa and Donna, can you please help me pass them out? Perfect. That's what happens when you sit in the front row. You become like the first line of help.
I am good with that.
Good, thank you so much. Peter, more. Did you get a picture, Peter?
Yes.
Kissing the fish? Good, okay, making sure.
He's videotaping the whole thing with this thing.
Wow. I might make it on that thing called the tube or the. What's it called, Peter? Is it called YouTube?
Well, it's a private thing, but yeah, I might put it on YouTube.
I heard that YouTube is.
It's something new.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes,
Okay.
one of these days, I'm gonna get that
Start
Wi-Fi.
passing them down the bar, apparently.
Going for the DD.
Pass them down.
Thank you very much.
Two more?
Two more?
One more now.
One more
One
now.
more?
One here.
One more now. There you go.
Yep.
I need one.
That's nice.
And you need one. There's
Yeah.
one for you.
Thank you.
How many more do you need? Just the one? Sorry.
How many more down here?
Oh, we got
many?
one extra.
That's fine.
Oh well.
Not like he wants either.
You got a courtesy one for the DD?
Yes. The non-alcoholic shots. Just raise your hand. Is it just one?
I think it's just one.
Perfect. Don't drink it yet. I'm not done. I want to have a toast. I like to make shots that all look the same. Pictures, whether you're DT or not. There you go.
Nice. Thank you.
So, some of you may or may not have known, but it's been a little bit over 6.5 years now.
One more non-alcoholic.
One more non-alcoholic. I got you covered. No. Is that it? We good now? Okay, so some of you may or may not have known, but it's been a little bit over 6.5 years now that I had the honor of meeting and screeching in a gentleman here by the name of Anthony Bourdain. He walked through these doors in his final season of Parts Unknown, and for an entire week before he broadcast the episode on CNN, he put me in front of a viewing audience of about 120 million people, and he changed my life overnight. And I never got an opportunity to thank him for what he did for me and my family and my business and my staff and my city. It was literally 3 weeks after he aired the episode, he was gone forever. I did have an opportunity that night, though, to sit down next to him for a couple hours and have a few pints of beer and get to know him. And just in case anybody may have watched any of his shows or read his books, I wanted to let you know that he really was the same person in person as who he was on television. He was jovial, and he was articulate, and he was intelligent. And it's an incredible experience when you get to hang out with your idol for a few hours and then have them meet up to huge expectations. I have absolutely no idea why he took away what I thought was an amazing, perfect life. And I don't think anybody in the world knows the answer to that question. But it does go to show that you never know what may be going on sometimes in other people's heads and the demons that they may be facing and fighting every day. So always remember to be kind. I'd like to dedicate my toast to him and say, here is to health and your company, and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry all that of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, but that's to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Up to the lips, over the gums, look out, gullet, here it comes.
Oh, and the clock.
Wow. Oh.
Very nice.
Oh, that's wrong.
Ah. That's you call strong wrong.
Here, Peter, finish yours.
Okay, I will.
I told you.
Okay, you are past the trees, but you're not out of the woods. Before I let you go, I have to teach you a small little phrase to give you an idea of our dialect here in Newfoundland. The shortest conversation that you're ever going to hear between two Newfoundlanders goes like this. Ern smern, nern. This is a full conversation. In order to understand it, you have to envision two fishing vessel captains crossing each other in the early morning gut. One fishing vessel captain looks over at the other one and he says, Ern smern. Translation, did you catch any fish this morning? And a response, was narn. Any idea what that might have meant? Close. It means no, I didn't catch any fish this morning. Otherwise, we would have said no or none. We speak English. I'm going to try to teach you something a little bit easier. Something you can actually use while you're here in Newfoundland, and that's "ava." In Newfoundland, this means I agree. You folks can use this in any situation when you're talking to a Newfoundlander and you don't quite understand what they're saying. Just agree with them. It's easier to agree with a Newfoundlander when you don't understand what they're saying than to ask them to repeat it. If you ask them to repeat it, they will say it the same way, and you're still not going to understand what they're saying. Let me give you an example of another conversation that you might hear in Newfoundland. Someday, what? Hey, what? That means the weather was nice today. I agree. Now, let's say you didn't understand what I was saying. That same conversation would have gone on like this. Someday, what? What? Someday, what? What? Someday, what? What? It goes on like that for a while. It's really painful to watch. Now, it is harder to say than what you think. It's not a boy. It's not I boy. It's not I buy. It's a buy. I want everybody to say a buy at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. A buy. Now that we have this, we are going to go along to a graduate level trade. So when you go back home and they ask you when you went to Newfoundland and you got screeched in, they're going to ask you, is you a screecher? There's only one proper response for that, and that is DD's me old cock and long may your big jib draw. So, is you a screecher? The correct response would have been Ava. I just tell you that. I wanted to give you an immediate application. It's the same learning process as to using Rosetta Stone and it's using. I'm going to slow it down. I know I'm not talking too fast. You're just thinking a bit slow, but we just had a big shot of rum. So, up along being the rest of Canada, you might say indeed I am, but in Newfoundland we say deed I is. I need you all to say deed I is at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deed I is. Next part of the phrase is me old cock. Now. What's so funny, Darlene and Lisa? This is not grade 6 health class. Cock is a shortened form of the word cockney, which comes over from Old England, meaning my good friend and my good buddy. What you're saying is, yes, I am my good friend. You're going to say, deed I is me old cock at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deed I is me old cock. It's not my old cock, Darlene. It's my old cock. Cock is something totally different. The last part of the phrase is, and long may your big jib draw. You see, the jib's for sale on the schooner, so as long as strong, when you do good, it's a wish for good luck. What you're saying is, yes, I'm going to friend and wish good luck. You're going to say, did his meal cock and long may your big jib draw. Got it? Yeah.
Well, I'm from Toronto.
Now listen, don't abuse it. If you see me walking down the street in St. John's tomorrow, don't be yelling out like, "Hey, bye! Hey, bye!" What you're doing is you're just going up yelling, "I agree! I agree!" I'm gonna say it. You're gonna say it. We're gonna get through it in 3 simple segments. Okay? Say, deed I is. Deed I is. Me all cock. Me all cock. And long may your big jib draw.
And long
may your big jib draw.
By the power vested in me, I now declare you all honorary Newfoundlanders. I have all your certificates right here. Before I pass them out, I have one final rant that I'd like to share with you. These are a bunch of important facts all about Newfoundland. Try to remember them if you can, and share them whenever possible. They're all true, and we're fearful someday they may be forgotten. Newfoundland was the first province to respond to the Titanic distress signal. It was 112 years ago, and at the time Newfoundland was its own country. Now as we stand unified with Canada, we're the first province to respond. Newfoundland was the first place to discover proof of the theory of the continental drift. We were the first to host a transatlantic flight, and we were the first to have wireless communication in the entire world. We're the oldest rock in the world. This is the oldest city in North America. Water Street is the oldest street in North America. And the Royal St. John's Regatta, which happens on the first Wednesday of August every year, with the exception of 3 out of the last 4 years, and this year it's the 3rd Wednesday in July. Is now considered the oldest non-continuous sporting event in North America. We are considered the most generous people in all of the entire country. We are considered the funniest people in all of the entire country. We are considered the sexiest people in all of the country. According to Maclean's magazine, we're also the most sexually active. A Newfoundlander invented the world's first artificial ice arena. A Newfoundlander invented the gas mask. A Newfoundlander was once a governor in northern Rhodesia, that is Zimbabwe, and there was a Newfoundlander with Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg. We are the only place in the entire world to have 4 identifiable flags. We have our own encyclopedia, we have our own dictionary, we have our own pony, we have our own dogs, we have our own cultural publication, the good old Newfoundland Herald. We're the first to see the sunrise. We have our own time zone. We caught the largest invertebrate, the giant squid, and we have the longest running radio program in North America called the Fisheries Broadcast. We discovered the cure for smallpox many, many moons ago. But let's not forget 9/11, when Gander, Newfoundland welcomed into their hearts and into their homes 6,700 stranded world travelers. Mackenzie, Kevin, Christina, Justine, Josh, Dustin, Connor, Sam, Dharma, Jared, Dave, Ruth, Peter, Lisa, Quaid, Grace, Ben, Sarah, Donna, Karen, Joanne, Monique, Amy, Darlene, Eddie, Cal, Ashley, Grant, Dave, Sebastian, Kim, Sam, Jen, Susan, and Mike. Welcome. I got an earpiece and a telephone. Nobody's that smart. Come on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.